Hello everyone, welcome back to another CCSabers video. We haven't done one of these in a long time, so I'm super excited. Today we have the Darksaber here. We're gonna go everything in the box here. So of course you have your hilt, you have your charger, you'll have your manual here, your display stand, and you have your blade, gloves, and for this one there is no blade plug. Just in case if you missed the last video that we did on this, I'm going to explain again. Normally you will see like a clear display stand in our videos, but we recently changed it, not by our own will, to these black ones. So if you have a complaint, we did not do it. It was not by our choice. I missed the clear ones too because then you get to see the whole saber and yeah. But that is going to be your display stand, and that is, of course, I forgot to mention the blade itself, and we will go into detail on that right before we put it in later on in the video. But other than that, let's take a deeper dive. So now we're going to just go over the look of the saber. I'm going to quickly mention that this is the V2 version. The V1 version is the silver and gray color, which will probably be somewhere up on screen or might be over my face. I don't even know. So that is that version. And that version is actually a 2-button system. They changed it to a 1-button system, as you can see it right in front here. But we have this emitter here just to breeze on over that to just let you guys know there is a version 1 out there somewhere on our website. So we're gonna go over starting from the emitter to the pommel here. So first, again, we have the emitter. And for those who do not know what the emitter is, it's going to be where the light shines out of, and it has these pings on the inside, which you can barely see. It doesn't have any LED on the bottom, so if I turn it on, you guys are not going to see it. So I'm not going to turn it on for you guys until we have the blade in. But so we have the emitter, and you can see through these holes here. It is completely window. So like you can see pretty much my finger on the other side there. And then you have this kind of hand guard here that fits in your hand pretty well. I love this kind of feature of the saber, and I feel like it's like the most unique section. Then you have your grip section here. So it is good. You can wrap your hand around it. I feel very confident with this grip. So that's how you know it is good. If I compliment it a lot, that means it's a good grip. But we have our 1-button system, and then we have our pommel here, which again, it is see-through. At least from my perspective, I can see all the way through to you guys here. And it also has a D-ring in case if you want to hang it on your cosplay. And then also, I'm going to quickly mention this screw here is going to have you remove it to get to the chassis, which we will do right now. So as you can see, I am loosening the screw here. So this is where you're going to remove your chassis. It's kind of weird. Normally it will be kind of closer to the emitter, but this is where the screw is going to be removed. Once you remove this screw, you're going to pull from the D-ring at the bottom there. You're going to remove like so and pull. So this is the whole chassis here. It is quite long, so it's going to go up to where the button is at there. So you'll have your rechargeable battery, your charging port, your V2 Profi board here, and you'll have your connecting bit as well as your buttons, which is going to be up top here. So this part is the emitter, the rest here is the chassis. Just to let you guys know one more time. And there is a second connecting piece here. It just fits into this section here. So all you gotta do is line this part up, this bottom part to it, and then you are good to go, which I'm going to show you right now. So you're gonna go like this. So I'm facing it towards the direction that needs to be connected in. And then you take your screw, make sure it is lined up. So it might need to be have a little extra push, but once it is lined up, you take your screw and tighten it back in like so. And we'll cut to that now. So now I'm going to show you how to put the blade into the saber. I'm going to be honest with you. My assistant here will hand me the other blade that we have in a second. These are very, very delicate. So for example, if you tighten your screws too tightly, you see this dent here? We probably don't even need to zoom, but we're gonna do a zoom anyway. It broke the blade. So if you do tighten your screws too tightly, this is what's gonna happen to your blade. It's gonna be sad, you're gonna be sad, your wallet's gonna be sad, everybody's gonna be sad. So gonna let you guys know on that, and make sure it is facing the right way. So the right way is away from this point here. So you're just going to follow this kind of curved section and put it in. The wrong way to do it is have it face that way, because it will get stuck and it's just not a good time. So I'm going to put it in and tighten the screws a little bit. Enough so that it just stays in, but not enough to damage it. Again, I cannot iterate how much this happens because clearly we've done it ourselves, but it just is not a fun time. So there we go. Boom. Get it turned on for you guys. So and then you can see the LEDs going off there, and you can also see it from the blade on these windows here, which probably give more of a better representation of the light coming through it. So I really like it. And now I'm going to stand up and show you all the effects from the manual. So now that I'm standing up, we're going to turn on the saber with two ways. So the first one is just by clicking once on the button, as you saw last time in the last segment. Boom, there we go. Now we have it on. There's clash, which is just by hitting the saber, which you can see with the light reflecting on my face. There's the blast. And then there's also the lockup. Boom. And then I accidentally turned it off, but we could do that again with the motion control to turn it on and off. And I have the manual pulled up, so you can look at this manual when you get the saber, which will be provided for you, even though I just dropped it. So we're gonna hold the manual for a quick second while our saber is on. So we're going to do the color change for you guys. So I'm going to do that 1 second, if I can find it. So I'm going to show you how you do the color change. So while it is on, we have our manual here, which will be at number 15. It will be pointing down. You hold the button and twist. And as you can see, you can twist between colors. So I am going to be rotating it to this kind of green color. You're going to hold until it goes. So you hear the do-do-do. That's going to be the color. So now we have this yellowish green color. You can see it kind of reflecting on my hand there up here, but that is how you change the color for your saber. And now we're going to do the preset. So on your manual, the preset number, if you're just flipping through it, is going to be number 5 and number 6. So we're going to hold and release while the saber is off to change the preset moving next. So we're going to go 1, 2. Boom, so that is our next preset. And I'm gonna do it one more time to show you guys how it works. So we're gonna do 1. So as you can see from the emitter here, we have this now green one with this loading kind of ignition style. And that is how that one works. So if you want to move on to the last one, so you're gonna just turn this one off because I moved on to the next one. We're gonna move backwards. So we're gonna go to the previous one. We're gonna hold the button and wait. So 1, 2. So as you can hear the sound, that is our previous preset. And now you can see with the green, we are now back to the last one. So we're gonna hold and turn it off. And that is how you do the preset. So that is all the presets I'm going to show you, all the effects and all that, because there's so many more in this manual that you will get with your lovely saber here. And I don't want to spoil everything for you guys, but we do have a couple of questions that I'm going to answer. So one is that does this blade have customizable, not blade, this hilt have customizable ignition and blade style? The answer simply is no, but you can customize it with the files that we have on our website. All you gotta do is take out the chassis and customize it on your computer. And another question that we get is this blade durable? Like I said while putting it in, it is not. So this is cosplay only. So if you are cosplaying and you love the katana-esque style, get this one because it is perfect for you cosplayers because you don't have to do any dueling. Again, I'm going to emphasize this a lot. Please don't duel with this. I'm gonna get really annoyed if I hear someone in the comments being like, I accidentally broke my blade because I dueled with it. I'm giving you guys this warning so that you don't feel my wrath in the comments. But yeah, this blade is not very durable like some of our other ones, so it will break on contact. It will shatter into a million pieces. I am being dramatic, but again, much like I will show this one again, like this little hole here, again, you can tell is not meant for heavy dueling or tightening in any way because it is so thin. It doesn't have like the roundness. It's not the circle one that you normally see on our website. Yeah, that is pretty much it for this video. If you enjoyed, click that like button, comment, and share. And if you have a friend that is also into anime and Star Wars, this is probably the saber for them because it looks like it would definitely come from an anime, being an anime nerd myself. And tell me if you are a Star Wars and anime nerd, which of your favorite characters would wield this saber here? And let me know why down in the comments down below. And I'll see you in another video. Bye!